All right, guys, welcome to the Team Panacea team call. We do this call every Monday evening at 8:30 Central. This is your go-to place to get plugged in, kind of get recharged for the week. You're going to hear some of the news. You're going to see some recognition. You're going to see who's really crushing it. And we're going to try and use these as opportunities to really just provide you with some training. A lot of times we'll have some guest speakers on here. And, it's just a good way to treat your business like a business, get plugged in, and be part of the team. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get rolling because I want to respect your time, but I also want to thank you very much for being here. I see a lot of new names on here, and then I see a bunch who a bunch of people who are just getting started. That's bad. That's you know what? I almost said a bad word. That's fantastic, Chris. It's funny. Chris Hart, who just signed up at the beginning, very recently, at the beginning of this month. I don't know, but you guys crushing it, and signed a coach, and who has now signed a coach. So he's a granddad. That's awesome. So congratulations. Really cool when you start seeing people do what you're doing, because you know where it's going to take them if they do it right. And the farther you get along, the more you get to see that. So awesome. Congratulations, guys. Speaking of Chris Hart, look at that. That spelt son of a gun. There he is. He's an Emerald coach, crushing it this month, by the way. And I think he runs a marathon in like 42 minutes or something like that. Maybe not 42 minutes, maybe like 3.5, but 3.5 hours. Is that right? What's Chris Hart? Give us your target time for your next marathon. But in the meantime, congratulations on Emerald Coach. We have Michelle Hill, who's a new Diamond Coach. What do you mean you're not seeing my slideshow? Does everybody else see my slideshow? Anyone else? Okay, thank you. All right. So congratulations to Michelle Hill for making Diamond. Diamond is the leadership rank. It means you got 4 coaches on each side, a total of 8, and an Emerald on each side. So this is really when things start hopping for Beachbody coaches, and it's a really huge milestone. So congratulations, Michelle. Speaking of huge milestones, this is Allison Kazanov. She used to be Allison Flynn. Many of you might know her as Allison Flynn. This Cajun gal over there in Louisiana, been crushing it. 5-star means all sorts of big things. You get your own VIP line to the coach relations. You get a quarterly bonus, which is about $3,000 or $4,000 a quarter, in addition to just really seeing your business grow. This is a big rank, people. So super congratulations to Allison on that. Well deserved. Joan Crocker made 8-star last week. These might actually be over 2 weeks because we didn't do the call last week. 8-star is right up there, getting up to 10-star, which is the next really big rank. Joan signed up as a discount coach just to make Ryan Emerald. And lo and behold, look at this. She's going to pass us all if we're not careful. Speaking of passing us all and really crushing the business, here's Success Club 10. Kylie has 27 points. Holy cow! Allison, we just saw her, 16. Joan with 12. Cody with 11. Nicole Garland with 11. Joe Trevino with 10. I also happen to know that Tiffany White has 16, and I think I got 10 also. But, so be sure that you update, and I'm talking to myself too because clearly I didn't. Be sure that you update your Success Club file in Team Panacea so you get your name in here. Success Club 10, there you go. Success Club 5, we have Rachel, Natalie, Angelina, Carrie, Chris Hart, and Kim Harden. And we've got several who are on their way. We know that they're going to make it. You never, ever finish with 4 points, guys. Never finish with 4 points. Mark Bolt been killing it down there. I'll tell you, he's just now posting that he's got 6 points. This guy's on his way to Diamond, too. He's got 5 or 6 coaches already. So it's going to be really excited to have another guy Diamond on the team. No offense, ladies. This morning when we looked at Team Panacea, we have 3,578 people on the team. That's pretty amazing, guys. I tell you, it started with just me. and then signing one person and Cody as a discount coach so I could make Emerald. And here we are now, But this is the thing that I want you to think about, is that it just starts with one, right? And then it goes from there. And what you want to do with it is what you can do with it, right? You just got to put the effort in. So for our past 2 weeks, a little bit of a typo there, but that's okay. Past 2 weeks, we have top recruiters. We have Annette, David, Joe Trevino, Monica. It's funny, Joe's got one of those names I can't say it without saying his last name too. Rachel Jinks, Shelly, Allison, Chris Hart, Sarah, Kelly, and Hawthorne. With these are for the week, right, guys? So when you start thinking about, I can't find 2 to 3 coaches a month, these guys, they're knocking them out. This is for the week. So pretty great stuff, guys. And these are the guys, you'll see their names a lot, right? That David Jinks, I tell you what, he's a discount coach. That's Rachel Jinks, who's signing coaches to make her husband Diamond. So, look at that. Rachel, yeah, there you go. Rachel and David, both 4 coaches each. So that means that really Rachel signed 8 coaches this last week. Amazing stuff. She's a new Diamond herself too. So what we're going to talk to you guys about tonight is social media and how to use Facebook, right? And this is really important stuff, but I want to preface this with, if you don't have any Facebook friends, everything I'm about to tell you doesn't matter, right? And if you're not adding people to your Facebook list, then what I'm going to tell you doesn't matter, okay? Because you can't just keep, even with fantastic content, you can't keep beating the same, 160 people over the head with this stuff, and until they finally, just give in or block you or whatever. And honestly, man, people are going to block you, but that's all right. If they're blocking you, they weren't going to buy anything from you anyway. And we're really trying to do people a favor when we talk to them about Beachbody. Because who doesn't need more money or to be in better shape, right? I mean, that's the big question, is who doesn't need those things. So moving forward, these are some of the tips that we're going to give you for how to build your business on Shakeology, on Facebook. What we want you to do when you post, I want you to think about what it is that you're trying to do. You're going to be trying to encourage people. You're going to be trying to educate or entertain them. You're going to be, it's going to be something that stops people in the feed and builds your brand. Everything that I post has something to do with building my brand of who it is that I consider myself and how I want people to see me. So my brand is that I'm a family man. I love spending time with my family. I'm a successful Beachbody coach. We like to travel. I recently have taken an interest in sports memorabilia. I'm a bit of a grammar Nazi. And, I work out, but I don't really, I don't have a six-pack or anything like that. I'm a casual athlete, if you will, as Cody moves a beer bottle away from my desk. But so, that's kind of my brand. And so everything that I post will somehow or another probably be tied back into that, right? We want to inspire people. We want to teach them. We want to entertain or make them smile. And it's got to be something that will attract people to you, right? And it's funny, guys, because I used to be super critical about companies that would kind of take the middle path or take the safe road on hot button issues. And I do that now to a certain extent because the reason that I'm on Facebook is to create a better life for my family. And if I want to jump on Facebook and start, just completely ragging the president or ragging this political party or us political party or this section of society, then some people are going to agree with me, but some people aren't. And the thing that I want you guys to think about on that is there are a lot more people that will say, no, if they get offended, they're going to be like, no, I will not do business with this person. Much more than if you say something that people agree with, that they're going to be like, oh, you know what? I'm absolutely going to do business with them, right? Anger, for most people, is a much more powerful emotion. And so if you if you post how much you hate Obama, for example, right? The conservative people, they might, give you a like or a thumbs up or whatever, but it's not like they're going to be like, oh, I'm absolutely going to buy something from this guy next time I see him. On the other hand, how many people are going to see that post and be like, oh, this guy completely goes against everything I think about, so I'm going to unfriend him or I'm going to block him or whatever. And then you've completely shot your own wheels off. And I'm going to tell you a little secret. Just because you posted that you hate Obama, you didn't change anybody else's mind, right? So it's not really a big, there's no reason to be doing that kind of stuff. I'm a cop, or I used to be a cop, and so I will post some cop stuff, but I won't post I stay on the positive side of things, right? I'm not going to be posting a bunch of negative stuff that is going to be, offending other people, right? It's okay for me to be like, hey, you know what? I support cops, but I'm not going to be bashing the other people who right now, think that cops are evil. It just, that's not gonna get me where I want to go. The other thing that we want you to do is, it's not about posting Beachbody all the time. I tell you what, a lot of people, they sign up as Beachbody coaches, and then you go to their page and they're like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. You should buy Shakeology. You should buy P90X. You should buy Turbo Jam. Those are really old programs, but it's just first stuff that came to mind. But that's not what's going to attract people. You need to be you, because they can buy that stuff from whoever they want, but there's a reason that they're going to buy it from you. And so you have to be showing how this has made your life better, right? If you look at my post, I would encourage you to choose some people and follow them, and then you can see how things work for them. I bet you, if you scroll back for months, maybe years, you wouldn't find 2 links to my Beachbody page. And I'm not saying that there's never the right time to post a link, but it is just so much better to post how it's changing your life and share what's happening in your life, and people will ask you about it. Or if people, and when people ask you about it, send them a message. And you should, in the comments, you should say, hey, I just sent you a message, right? Don't have that conversation in the comments. You want to send them a message and start that conversation there. And you don't want to just, I'll tell you, one of the other things that we see a lot is if people have to click on more to read everything you said, then you should probably try and dial it down a little bit. Because I don't know about you guys, but I don't like clicking on more. And you can say, man, my stuff's really great. I have fantastic content. They damn sure should click on, see more. But you know what? It doesn't matter if they should or not. They may not. And so you got to play the odds and try and be succinct. What's that? Oh. Facts tell it, but stories sell, right? You want to show other people that are successful, right? But it needs to be people that you actually know. It's even better when it's you, right? So this goes back to being proof the products work. If you haven't done a program all the way through, you're not going to be a successful Beachbody coach. I'm just going to go ahead and say that. If you haven't done a program all the way through the way it's supposed to be done, you're not going to be a successful Beachbody coach. Why would anybody go to you to help them succeed getting through a program when you haven't done it yourself? I mean, it's just facts. So you can share how it's changed your life. And it's even better if you talk about how you struggled to get your workout in today because of this, and this, but you did it anyway. Or even, I missed my workout yesterday because of this, and this, so I'm doing 2 today, right? You have to show that even if it's uncomfortable or inconvenient, you did what you needed to do because it's that important to you. Go ahead.
Okay. Here I am. Okay. And part of that, a lot of times people will think that I need to finish a program before I share my story, and that might be what you're talking about. But no, if you become a Team Beachbody coach and you're not at your fitness goal and you're not the body that you want to have, it's okay to start day one. This is where my story begins, and share that. The more vulnerable that you are on Facebook and share your story, the more people will trust and want to come with you because they will be relatable to you. So I can't express that enough, that if you don't have that transformation pick yet, but you are starting a Beachbody program, it is important to share that you are what you're doing.
No, that's right. You can leave it there.
I'm halfway. I don't like that.
All right, I'm back. So anyway, and you talk about what it is that you want out of things and why it is that you're doing these things, right? That's what we're talking about when we say, what are the payoffs of working hard? And nothing happens overnight. And like Cody said, it's not about, posting that you've got a six-pack abs or you look like a fitness model or anything like that. It's about taking the journey and going through it. And you take those pictures and you post those pictures, and you post the pictures of your silly pets getting in the way or your kids getting in the way or just whatever, and people will be able to relate to that. So, but I tell you, think about what it is that you're posting and pay attention to how many likes and comments you get, because that's really what we're looking for here, is we're looking for likes and comments so that people, that's how you can gauge whether or not it's working. And you don't want to post the same picture over and over and over and over and over again, right? But, it's just, hey, look, I did my workout today. Hey, I did my workout today. And so they just go through and if everybody scrolls through, like every day, they just see this. And, you saying that you worked out, because throw some variety in there.
Okay. I don't want to jump too ahead, but, we're going to start sharing some slides that are good posts. And before the team call, I made a post. I had a picture of me holding my Shakeology, and the fact is, I posted, so often I hear people talk about the reasons why they're not fit. It's because they don't have enough time and it's too expensive to eat healthy. So my question was, if you had a spare 30 minutes, what do you choose to do with your time? And if you and I had the same $5, how would you spend it? Would you spend it on quality or quantity? And that was my question. It's not a salesy tactic, but it is a fact. This is what I hear, and that's what I was thinking. So that was the post that I made today. It's not in the slideshow, but that was something that, how I was trying to get my facts out.
Right. Awesome. Good stuff. Okay, so we just talked about this. It's not about just posting links, right? And so I don't want to, we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on this particular slide, but it's about being who you are. Posting 3 to 5 times a day, with one of them being about Beachbody, right? But basically never is it a link, because that's not who we are. And I'm telling you, if you look at the top coaches, their profile picture is never, ever a bag of Shakeology, right? And their cover photo is never, ever just whatever. It's crazy because Beachbody gives them to us, but it's never, the challenge pack sale for this month, right? That's not who you are. That's the company that you represent. But who are you? Who are you? If you want to make a cover photo that talks about a workout, then throw some before and afters up there. Yours would be great, right? But just post what your life looks like because of Beachbody. Be positive. Be, inspirational to people. And it's just like, bad stuff happens to everybody. Everybody doesn't have a fantastic day every day, right? I don't walk around on clouds just, clapping my feet or clapping my hands and clicking my heels every second that I'm awake. But if things don't go bad, or if things are going bad, I don't jump on Facebook and post, how angry I am at. I'm talking about being me, but okay, we're going on. I won't post about how she just interrupted me. Pictures are important though, right? Facebook is your storefront. You don't want it to be, basically, and this sounds weird, but you don't want it to be the stuff that corporate puts out, right? This stuff over here to the left, that stuff that corporate puts out, but every mediocre coach will be using those things. But we want it to be you. We want it to be what makes you you. It shows your personality, it shows who you are, and it lets people identify with you. Because no matter who you are, there are some people that are going to identify with you that aren't necessarily going to identify with with other people, right? So you have Heather over here with a good post talking about her E&E, right? And then over here, this is anybody, John Doe, Jane Doe, posting about T25. Good examples of pictures here, right? I think that you helped pick these pictures, didn't you?
I did.
Okay, but so, we have before and after pictures. We have a picture of somebody excited that said got their 21-day fix stuff in. You have our before and after with the houses. And Kim Harden's before and after. Did I say the wrong name?
No, you didn't say any names.
Sorry. And then you have, people posting original stuff from events, with people that they're excited about meeting. Things that are just, something that's going to stop someone when they're scrolling through your news feed. That's what we're looking for. That's the stuff that's going to make your business, pop.
It's original.
Yeah, original stuff. Bad examples, again, this is all stuff basically taken, from Google, right? And these, these are stock photos, and again, it's Beachbody stuff, but it's not personal. And I want you guys to be personal about this stuff. We're not trying to be the slimy network marketers that people are like, oh my gosh, what are they duck into the broom closet when they see you coming, right? And when you post stuff like this, they just scroll right through because it's not you, and it's not, and it's clearly not even a picture from you or anybody that you know. It's something fabricated by the company. It's not to say that it's not true. These are real people, but you don't know them. And if you do know them, then you can say that. Look at my friend featured by Beachbody, and then you can post that. But if you don't know these people personally, then don't. Cody can talk about this because this is her post.
Okay. Well, I actually took this post from Kim Harden's team call when she was doing the same thing for her team, talking about good post and bad post. It looks pretty small, but that post of my daughter drinking Shakeology was the morning she was taking the STARS test, and she just, how the teachers at school tell the kids they need to have a super breakfast so they can get to school and do their STAR testing and rock it, right? So Allie wakes up and she says, Mommy, I need some superfoods. I'm going to have Shakeology for breakfast. I didn't stage that. That happened, and so I took that picture and made this post. And with that post, it shows, what Kim said in her call, it shows that I'm a mom, that my kids drink Shakeology. Here, I'm talking about what's part of my life, but I'm not saying you should buy Shakeology too for your kids. I'm not running this as an ad. I'm just sharing my life and what my kids drink Shakeology. Also, they make it themselves. With this post, I had like 65 likes, and, this is a different call or later on during the call, but what I could do with those likes is contact people and start conversations about, their kids. Kim shared this. This was her example of a bad post. This was circa Rockstar Kim. This is Kim, baby Kim, when she started out, and she made a post of, oh my gosh, Shakeology on sale, you should buy it. And it's funny because her link's not even correct. I think she says, I threw my link up what I thought it was, and it wasn't even her. So that's baby Kim, newbie Kim, talking about Shakeology, and you should buy it. And so that, what she calls, is white noise. No one is going to stop at that because everybody and their dog can post something like that. But I think when we get personal, we show our family, we show our sides, that people will stop and see what Allie's doing. They might stop because they see the panda bear. I didn't put that there. Nothing is staged. They might say, oh, she looks like Cody or whatever. But that is an example of how I would share Shakeology without saying, with a link.
Awesome. Good stuff.
Thanks.
So, what I want to talk about or close with, right, is that none of this stuff matters if you're not posting consistently, right? You can't go in there and just post one zinger and then not post again for 5 days later. And this is one of the most common things that I see with new coaches when I say, post 3 to 5 times a day. They're like, oh man, I can't think of anything to post. Well, think harder. It doesn't have to be, every post doesn't have to be a jaw dropper, right? You can post about, a TV show if you want, or a sports. You can post about whatever you want, but 3 to 5 posts a day. You got your cell phone, so you've got access to it. Just figure it out and post who you are, because the reason that you're posting that stuff is so that people start seeing your stuff. Because if you post every 5 days, people aren't going to see your stuff. And again, this stuff doesn't matter if you're not adding people to. These are the things, man, one of the things that I just really want you to leave from is the content is important, but the content doesn't matter if the consistency isn't there. I'm going to say that the content doesn't matter if the consistency isn't there. People have to understand that if they want to do something, if they want to improve their life, if they want to get in better shape, if they want to start earning more money, you need them to think about you, right? If somebody's like, man, I really need to get in shape, I'm losing my breath trying to tie my shoes, you need them to think about you, right? And it doesn't mean that you're just super fit. It just means that you're working on it. And so start adding people to your friends list, not other coaches, right? You can follow them, but they're not going to buy anything from you. But find people and add them to your friends list and post 3 to 5 times a day. And as soon as people get interested or they ask you a question, hey, tell me about this Beachbody thing that you're talking about, then reach out. Don't try, especially if you're new, don't try and do this on your own. You have an entire team of people who are waiting to help you build this business, right? So you reach out to your upline, you reach out to the person who sponsored you, and you're like, oh my gosh, somebody wants to know about Beachbody. What do I do? And if you're asking me, the first thing that I'm going to do is, okay, well, ask them why it is that they want to be a coach and send them this link. And then after they watch that link, then we're going to bring me into the conversation, or we're going to ghost the conversation. But then you have those conversations. But the way that you get those conversations started is by meeting new people and posting consistently. You guys have any questions or anything? I don't want to keep you up all night, but thanks everybody for being on the call, and we'll entertain questions if you got a couple. Wouldn't that be terrible if we went off the air like 20 minutes ago? Looks like we're still here. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess no questions then. So this is fantastic, guys. Remember, here's what I want to close with. Summit is like right around the corner. And so maybe not all of you are going to Summit. That's fine. But after Summit, every year after Summit, they come out with, a promo or a discount price for next year's Summit. I want you to be thinking about that now, getting ready for that now, so that when that comes up, you've got the means to get registered for Summit, okay, next year. It's not one of those things where you're like, oh, holy cow, I'm so surprised. There's a discount on a Summit ticket. I wish I had money, right? Now so start getting ready for it. Thanks, everybody, and we will see you on the boards.
Wait, I have a question.
Oh, yes. Everybody come back. Go ahead, Melissa. Slow typer. It's a really long question.
Can I put I'm a fitness coach as a job? I've heard not to.
I mean, I wouldn't tell you Why would you?
Can I post that I'm a coach?
Well, sure, you can post to your coach.
Because people aren't going to come knocking on your door asking if you're a coach.
Yeah.
The grand opening post in the Team Panacea, those are some examples that some people might follow. Melissa, the grand opening post about coaching.
Mm-hmm. What about it?
I'm telling her she should look at those.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that she did, but yeah. So, I mean,
Here's the thing, you want people to know that you are a coach because wouldn't the kicker be if you went to the family reunion and Uncle Billy bought P90X or Insanity or Size from someone he knew was a coach because he didn't know you were a coach? So it's absolutely cool that you tell people that you're a coach, but in a fun way. Like, Melissa, you may post that you're so excited to be a Team Beachbody coach because this is something you get to do from home with your boys and the 2 Great Danes when you're working out. I might often, Chris is really good about posting he's a coach because, he talks about the business a lot, where I'm, on the other hand, talking about how I run fitness groups, I have challengers that I connect with. I might talk to people that way. I put that, on my profile. Yeah, you can put that on your profile and put whatever you want on your profile.
You can put Beachbody Coach over there, and you can put the rank if you want.
Absolutely.
You can post Emerald Coach, and the thing that you guys that are making money, it's a really great way to post, and I don't want to, keep this thing rolling again. And so, but you post what you made, right? And it doesn't have to be exactly, but if you made $80 because you just signed 2 coaches, sold 2 challenge packs, I'm super stoked. I just went to the grocery store and paid for all of my groceries with Beachbody money.
I'm not Emerald.
You are Emerald.
Yeah.
You will be Thursday. You got 2 coaches. You know what I'm talking about. So just wait till Thursday. But so anyway, just it's not hard, or it shouldn't be hard to share earnings, because that's one of the things that's going to attract people to you for working the business.
Oh, 0825.
So okay, guys, our plumber's here, so we're gonna go. Thanks a lot, and we will see you on the boards.